Welcome to World News Junction today. Today news about Zodiac Killer. If you new on channel, please subscribe and must be like video. Let's start it about Zodiac Killer. The Zodiac Killer is one of the most notorious and mysterious serial killers in American history. He is believed to have killed at least 5 people in Northern California between 1968 and 1969, but he claimed to have killed 37 in his taunting letters to the newspapers and the police. He also sent 4 cryptograms or ciphers, of which only 2 have been solved. The identity of the Zodiac Killer has never been conclusively established, despite many theories and suspects over the years. Some of the most prominent suspects that have been investigated or proposed by various sources are Arthur Lee Allen, a former elementary school teacher and convicted sex offender who died in 1992. He was named as the only suspect by the police, but there was no conclusive evidence linking him to the crimes. Earl Van Best Jr., a former newspaper reporter and antique book dealer who died in 1984. He was accused by his son, Gary Stewart, in a 2014 book, but his claims were dismissed by most experts and authorities. Lawrence Kane, a former Navy sailor and insurance salesman who died in 2010. He was suspected by some investigators and survivors of the Zodiac attacks, but he was never charged or officially named as a suspect. Ross Sullivan, a former library worker and journalist who died in 1977. He was suggested as a possible suspect by some authors and researchers, based on his physical resemblance to the Zodiac sketches and his interest in cryptography and literature. Donald Lee Bujoke, a former Army captain and fugitive who was arrested in 1970 for bombing draft offices. He was speculated to be the Zodiac Killer by some writers and amateur sleuths, but there was no direct evidence linking him to the murders. In October 2021, a group of former law enforcement officers and journalists claimed that they had solved the identity of the Zodiac Killer using forensic genealogy and handwriting analysis. They named Gary Francis Post, a former painter who died in 2018, as the Zodiac Killer. However, their claim has not been verified or endorsed by any official agency or authority, and some experts have expressed doubts about their methodology and evidence. Subscribe for more. Thanks for watching World News Junction.